Hello and welcome to my vlog for day 3 of our yacht delivery trip in Greece. Yesterday we completed our first passage on the yacht, sailing from Euphoria Marina on Corfu Island to Plataria on the mainland. Today we'll be going to Lakka on the north end of the island of Paxos, which is a well-sheltered port. The wind today should be a comfortable westerly 6 to 10 knots. We depart at 11:20, but as there's no wind yet, we have to motor. Yesterday we found there was a lot of interference on our chosen VHF communication channel, so we'll have to use a different channel today. Well, today is a very dull day. And it's trying to rain a bit. We're just on the motor at the moment, on our way from Plataria to Lakka, which is on the island of Paxos. Just got to get round this little island here, and then we can head down to another nice little bay which is on the way. We might be able to have a little stop there, but it's about 18 nautical miles for today's trip. The wind might come up later and help us a bit, so we'll see how we get on. Maybe it'll brighten up a bit as well. Looks like over there it's a bit brighter, so hopefully we'll get the sails up a bit later and try and have a bit of a sail. We motor around the coast to a little bay I know nearby called Monastery Bay. Monastery Bay used to be a really quiet and beautiful anchorage, and it's one of the first places I came to many years ago. It's called Monastery Bay because of the abandoned monastery on the headland here, which is slowly falling into ruins. There used to be a really lovely restaurant here called Perry's, and Perry had a little key outside for visiting boats. But Perry's key seems to have disappeared. It looks like 2 hotels have appeared, and under today's heavy skies it seems very dull. Never mind, the weather's not very good and we don't really have time to stop here anyway. We motor past the little town of Syvota and navigate through the narrow and shallow channel between Mortos and the little offshore island. It's just deep enough for our yacht to get through. Then we set course across the sea for Lakka, which is more or less a straight line across to the top end of Paxos Island. It remains dull and not very warm, and the wind is against us as forecast, so again we have to motor across. On arrival in the bay outside Lakka, we have time to anchor for an hour and a chance to relax. Then we head into the port itself, where we manage to get a mooring slot right outside the nice little bar called Harbour Lights. We're ready to get off the boat and have a large beer. Here we are in Lakka. We arrived safely today. It's been generally dull and grey all day, and we haven't got any actual sailing done at all. We've just motored all the way here. It's about 18 or 20 miles, but we arrived safely. Moored here directly on the town quay, right outside the Harbour Lights, which is one of the nice hostelries here on the quay. And we're just going to go up this road into town to find a restaurant or taverna for some dinner. We go for dinner at a nice restaurant with a garden, but it isn't very warm and it's threatening rain. So we sit on a little terrace under a kind of gazebo. We have moussaka, which is fresh and very tasty. We have an evening skipper's briefing in the Harbour Lights bar ready for tomorrow. There's a heavy storm forecast in the next few days, and part of our route takes us on quite a long passage across the open sea to the island of Lefkas or Lefkada. So tomorrow we will have to get up early to make that long passage and get to a sheltered port before the storm comes through.